First of all, welcome. If you are here, I know you are facing that most ancient question within you. A question so profound that it has inspired poets to write their most moving verses and composers their most melancholic melodies. Is he, she really the one? We are all taught a fairy tale. According to this tale, the moment the right person appears, life magically becomes easier, as if touched by a magic wand. The sun shines brighter, the birds sing more joyfully, and all the puzzle pieces of life effortlessly fall into place. We are led to believe that we will never conflict with this person, that we will always be understood, and that our missing parts will be completed by them. And so, with this map of a fairy tale in hand, we set out on journeys to find the perfect one. But what if I told you this map is actually wrong? What if the true signs your soul is seeking appear not in those calm and peaceful harbors, but quite the opposite, in the midst of the most formidable storms? Today, we will put aside those rose-tinted glasses and look at the deep, shocking, and transformative truth behind the concept of a soulmate. On this journey, our compass will be the boldest explorer of the human soul, Carl Jung, because Jung reminds us that love is not a comfort zone, but a growth zone. Superficial answers can never quench the soul's deep yearning. For this yearning is not a desire to disappear in another. It is the longing to find and complete oneself in the mirror of another. And this process is not a soft embrace as often imagined. It is mostly a fiery and sacred act of sculpting, where two souls crash into each other, chiseling away their sharpest edges. So now, let's look at how life signals this person to you, the real and striking signs beyond those fairy tales. Sign 1. Sacred. Restlessness. Contrary to popular belief, the right person does not always cushion you in cotton wool. Yes, there is a feeling of coming home with them, a deep sense of familiarity. This is the familiar whisper of the animus projection. But right alongside this feeling, sometimes even stronger than it, emerges a restlessness, a shaking. This person bumps into the walls you have carefully built over the years and shakes them. They make you question all the rigid definitions you've held as this is who I am. They turn your safe, little comfort zone upside down. Like the compassionate strike of a Zen master's stick at an unexpected moment, they deliver a blow to your soul. This is not a toxic criticism that diminishes you, but a jolt that invites you to grow, awakening your dormant potentials. After meeting them, you can no longer continue your old life in the same way. They awaken the poet, the painter, the traveler, or that rebellious spirit you've suppressed for years within you. This person is like a stone thrown into the calm surface of a lake. The reflections are disturbed, but forgotten treasures sunk at the bottom rise to the surface. If the person in your life gives you not only peace, but also a sweet restlessness, pushing you to ask questions you haven't asked before, and to take steps you haven't dared to take, know that this is one of the strongest signals your soul is sending you. They have come not to lull you to sleep, but to awaken you. Sign 2. A sanctuary for your shadow. According to the tale we're told, the right person only sees our best, brightest side, and falls in love with that. This is the ego's greatest desire, but it is not the soul's truth. The most definitive sign life sends is this: that person is the first with whom your darkest, most ashamed, most primitive aspect, your shadow, feels safe enough to emerge. We all harbor a monster inside that is not approved by society, that we ourselves are reluctant to admit to our uncontrolled rage, gnawing jealousy, deep-seated inadequacy. We spend years locking this monster in a dungeon and writing, "I am not like this," on its door. Then, that person appears. And one day, during an argument, the door to that dungeon cracks open, and the monster comes out. That moment is the fateful moment of the relationship. In an ordinary relationship, the parties run away in fear. But in the right relationship, that person does not run. They look at your monster not with disgust, but with curiosity and compassion, because they recognize the monster within themselves. Your darkness holds up a mirror to theirs. This sends the message, I see you in this state too, and I'm still here. This is the most liberating feeling in the world. If the person in your life drew even closer to you after seeing your most fragile, most flawed self, then this is a magic more valuable and real than any fairy tale. This is the sign that two souls have begun to heal by taking refuge in each other's shadows. Sign 3. The sacred union of two separate paths. Popular culture tells us that soulmates are twins attached at the hip, doing everything together. While this seems romantic from a Jungian perspective, it is suffocation and loss of identity. The healthiest sign life sends is this: that right person honors and supports your individuality, your solitude, and your personal journey. They do not try to mold you into themselves or make your dreams an extension of their own. They respect, even encourage, your power to exist without them. As the poet Rilke said, it is about two solitudes protecting, bordering, and saluting each other. Imagine this scene: two giant trees growing side by side in a forest. Their roots touch and support each other deep underground, but their trunks are separate. Each one reaches for the sky on its own, spreads its branches freely, and absorbs its own sunlight. One does not grow stunted in the other's shadow. This is the right relationship. It is not two halves coming together to complete each other. It is the choice of two people who are already whole on their own to continue their journeys together. If the person in your life respects your personal space, your friends, your hobbies, if they take pleasure in your brilliance, if you can simultaneously experience the warmth of being us and the freedom of being me when you are with them, then know that this is love's most mature, wisest, and most enduring form. Final word: the great meeting, the deepest secret behind the question, who is the right person, is this: the right person is not a magic wand that makes our lives easier. No, they are far more valuable. They are our greatest catalyst for self-realization. The relationship with them is not a destination, but an alchemical laboratory. Here, two souls continuously transform through conflicts, acceptances, confrontations, and liberations. Lead the rigid state of the ego, turns into gold, the wisdom of the essence. The main issue is not finding the right person, but having the courage to engage in this difficult yet sacred transformation process. When you encounter that person, life sends you these signs: a sacred restlessness because you need to grow, a sanctuary for your shadow because you need to integrate, respect for two separate paths because you need to liberate yourself. These signs are proof not that the person is perfect, but that the journey you embark on with them is right and necessary. I am not offering you a prescription, but extending an invitation to return to the wisdom of your own heart. Stop looking for a savior out there. Turn inward. Confront your own shadow. Embark on your own journey. Tear down your own walls. Awaken your own potential. When you become a whole and complete being within yourself, the person you attract into your life will reflect that wholeness, respect it, and enable you to soar even higher with them. Then you will understand that the greatest love story is not about finding another, but about discovering yourself more deeply in the mirror of another. And this is far more real, far more powerful, and infinitely more beautiful than any fairy tale. If these words have struck a chord in your heart, let's make this space a witness to our sacred journeys. In the comments, share how you understood that a person was a sign sent to you, not by the signs of popular culture, but by the signs of your soul. What sacred restlessness have you experienced? Which of your shadows did you make peace with? May our stories be a light for other souls walking this path. Your courage to be yourself is enough to attract the greatest love into your life. May your peace and love be everlasting.